How's it going, everybody? We might have our date. I totaled my car. Um, I totaled my car on August 3rd, 1978. It would be 47 years come this August 3rd. And August 3rd comes to Donald J. Trump. So does December 7th, the date that will live in infamy. And it really does need to be spelled out completely, the way we properly spell it when I hit my ciphers with it. So let me find it for you. See, August 3rd, 148, and then Donald J. Trump, 148. I don't know what page August 3rd ends up being on. I didn't have time to look for it. The first thing it comes to is Girl Interrupted with 6,000 searches. That's ridiculous. That's just the AI doing that. And I ran that film Girl Interrupted to our date of August 3rd, potentially. It's a Sunday, Bloody Sunday, per the U2 song, and it would have him rising on August 5th. Um, on a Tuesday, until Tuesday, had the song Voices Carry and Donnie Darko. And then when you look up just Donald Trump, it's 138. Would you believe it comes to August 5th, the Rising Day? So let me grab that for you. No telling what page that's on. When you go to August 5th, you see goodness gracious, August 5th, 138, just like Donald Trump is 138. So the potential fake staged event of August 3rd, when I totaled my car, went from having my mom's old Cougar, a 1976 Cougar, to an old 72 LTD for my senior year, but I loved it. And yeah, good friend of mine, we totaled the car coming back from Atlanta, hydroplaning. My dad blamed himself with bald tires because the car just went into a skid when I just changed lanes. So, of course, I was doing 55 in a pouring down rainstorm. But back then, cars were top heavy. They weren't balanced like they were now. And we ended up sideways in a ditch. And I tell you, mm-mm-mm, August 3rd, I started running some dates and it gets very interesting. So Back to the Future, July 3rd, 1985 release date is his birthday, 146, June 14th, but it's a palindrome, 14641, to our date of August 3rd. And Christopher Nolan's film Tenet is 1803 to 803. That was 8/26, 2020 premiere date. And we know Christopher Nolan did The Prestige and The Dark Knight, but 2020 was their big ritual year. So Tenet is 1795 days of its wide release date, and 79 is Murder in Simple Gematria. Um, Mr. Big, Mr. Right Eye, future right eye wound, he was born on a total lunar eclipse that was going over Egypt as he was born. And if you run his rising day to the total lunar in September, it's 33 days. And if you run it to the Pi Day total lunar on March 14th to the rising day, it's that perfect 144, the end times number for the church, the 144,000. So that was really, and I've been running a ton of ciphers, other ciphers also that are just going off the charts. Been running personal ciphers um, of people I know, along with myself. And I mean, me personally, me personally, me personally, I'll be 23,404 days old. 404 is the amount of verses in the book of Revelation. And my first address when I came home from the hospital, probably where I was conceived, unless I was conceived in a car or a hospital. But more than likely, I was conceived at 404 Lime Street. That's the amount of verses in Revelation. I'll be 23,404 days old on 803. I see stuff like this all the time, but I'm seeing a lot of stuff right now, currently. And somebody taught me how to keep 37 progressions. Well, 37 actually goes into 111, 222, 333, all, 666, 999, all the way through. 37 goes in, divides evenly into all of those, and 37 is the 12th prime number. 12 is number for the church. So 37 is the prime number for the church, and it divides evenly into 666 and 111. And as I said, so I keep 37 progressions from dates because I was told to do that by uh, somebody that I talked to on the phone a lot that I met from my YouTube channel, assuming they're a human, unless I've just been talking to an AI all this time on the phone. But Maggie Gyllenhaal was the only person born, excuse me, the only person to be in The Dark Knight and Donnie Darko, Donald's darkened right eye, Donnie Darko, and The Dark Knight, the billionaire from Gotham. Who's the billionaire from Gotham? Well, it's Bruce Wayne or Donnie. And both crime fighters, they're fighting that crime. And so Maggie Gyllenhaal's birthday of 11/16/77 is a direct hit to both, which to me that's a big deal. Um, Loose Change, An American Coup, The Final Cut is a direct hit. The song No Time to Die, released on February 13th, 2020, because the movie was supposed to come out in 2020 and ended up not coming out till 2021. But all the stuff is planned by the AI, of course. So 2001: A Space Odyssey's Uptown Theater premiere is a direct hit on that day. The Lucifer premiere on Fox is a direct hit. Um, the total lunar eclipse on 88 or November 8th, 2022 is a direct hit. So there is one thing I do need to, one thing I haven't done. I've got to, because I've been doing this for 2 to 3 hours. Well, two good hours I've been looking at this. There it is, 187. 1087 days. That's the midpoint of the two total lunars and two total solar eclipses on the day Sirius the Dog Star rose. 88 days in both directions were two total lunars, and 251 days in both directions were two total solar eclipses. It's 2 years, 11 months, 22 days. 11/22 was the JFK event. On 8/12/2022, I was the only person on Earth that knew it was the midpoint of two total lunar eclipses, two total solar eclipses, and the day Sirius the Dog Star rose. There was a lot going on with my son, and on that day, I did drive down to Miami to see a special person in my life and her boyfriend. But I'll never forget that day. It was the eve of that on 8/11, which is also 88, was a full moon, and that day along with the following day was the absolute craziest 2 days in my personal life. Until of course the passing of my son, and those days did involve my son also and his wife at the time. So there you are, 8/12/2022. Remember 187, the 187th prime number is 1117, part of the Bible verse, Zechariah 11:17, which is why they made 187 famous. And 11 times 17 also comes to 187. If you run that date of 8/12/2022 to the rising day, spiritual rising, where Satan will possess the body, it won't be the body that takes the hit. We know through the movie The Prestige and through the twin towers or the twin trumps. Remember Lord of the Rings, the two towers, Lord of the Ring, Return of the King, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises. Um, we know, remember 89 is in Donald Trump and Jewish Gematria and Donald J. Trump. Like there's Donald J. Trump, you see the 1189. And if you remove the J, can't see my keyboard. If you remove the J, it's 589 in the Jewish Hebrew Gematria, which are the most biblical. That's where we get 666 with his name. And so 89, that's a big number. And it's 1089 to the rising day. Wow. Potential rising day. The event would be the day before my son's mom's birthday. The rising day would be the day after my son's mom's birthday. Also, Obama's birthday. And don't forget, in iPad Goat, Obama gets the big sweats. Obama gets the big sweats. He sweats real big. Is that because that's his birthday? When he rises, the lotus flower? Will he be blamed for it? Lotus rebirth. And Obama starts sweating. So remember, he's in that classroom. iPad Goat, which is about the next event, because they show the twin Trumps falling. You see them fall, and of course the boy rises up through a full moon with a right eye wound. I don't know why I can't seem to get. There he is. So you see the right eye wound. Blue eyes, as the boy is getting programmed through the technology, because that's the mark of the beast is in the technology. So I tell you what, I need to slow this baby down, don't I? Because I am not capturing. There's the right eye wound. The right eye wound. And hang on a second. Well, apparently I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So I don't know what all I messed up on. I Pet Goat opens up with Bush, my birthday. They always said this was I'm not going to get into it. That's him laying down, that eyebrow, and this is a 5 and a 7. But I Pet Goat, which shows the right eye wound. He's got the right eye wound there. So I Pet Goat is about the next 9/11, and I was saying the Lotus, which is all about rising, the event would take place the day before Obama's birthday. Remember, birth certificate? Trump made a big deal about his birth certificate. So it would occur the day before, and the rising would be the day after. It's a spiritual rising, as Satan would just possess the body. But I Pet Goat opens up with Bush, my birthday. Bush, my birthday. And then it morphs into Obama, my son's mom's birthday, Obama. So it opened, the last two presidents before Trump was my son's dad's birthday and my son's mom's birthday. Rest in peace. Hey, it's 10/22, his birthday. Miss him dearly and cry often. But right now I'm very focused. You got up here, you got the hanged man, you got the shark because he's the Antichrist is a beast out of the sea. But he's wearing the D hat for Donald, the dunce hat, but it's a D. It's got the D because all the presidents represent the future Antichrist. That's why the first one, Washington, is a god at the apotheosis on top of the Capitol, up in the clouds like the gods. Same with the world religion based out of the city-state in Rome. They're all representative of the false prophet / Antichrist. But yes, I Pet Goat, it shows the towers falling because it's about the next 9/11, so to speak, which is that right eye wound I showed you earlier. There's the towers falling. And it's got That character from 9/11 is in the video. Hmm. With a CIA patch or something to that effect. All the world's a stage. We all know it. Interesting how they never found Adolf Hitler, and this character on the stage, they're like, "Oh, we got him!" Showed Obama and Hillary. Remember that photo of them all going gasp, and then they threw his body out to sea. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's ridiculously yikes all the time. It's all the time yikes. Goodness gracious, yikes all the time. It's all it ever is. All right, anyway, let's move on to the Bible study.